They're still in very good standing, and as a result of that, I think we will just see pistols and a couple of nades come out, flashbang and a smoke to work with. Again, not that much. Hopefully going to see them do a little bit more than they did last round, though, with these nades.
Yeah, just going to be slowing it down again. And Brooks is probably going to flash his team through.
Continue to push, find one. I don't think quite realizing where Quark was initially. Either way, bomb is going to find its way to site, and as he picks up Joe, it will go down. Not really so much of an issue as to who survives here, as I don't think what he thought he was going to be taking the round anyway. Would have been nice to see him maybe pick up one more CT, but 2 kills on the bomb plant, nothing to be sniffed at.
No. Bit confusing trying to find the bomb, but going to be the 3rd round, and with that bomb plant, the money's actually pretty good for IGI, and it's going to be all AKs.
Actually, no, an AWP on Waddy. I'm assuming that's going to get dropped to Joe, as he is the primary AWP. Just going to get a smoke out beforehand, try and mess with the CTs a little bit, and then he will be back. But that nade did so much. Both Jadam and Skux tagged very low. And that is a poor way to start a round off indeed. Gonna need Joe to do big work here in mid if they want to get back into this, or if they want to get back into this in style. And he is going to be looking to do just that from boost.
Yeah. Quark just in checkers. Looking towards, checking if there's any B presence. Doesn't look like it. Right, he'll be caught off guard. Flashbang. And the CTs are going to have to come into this site, but Neko gets Tazarini.
Just everything going to be slowing down a little bit here. Initial trades found. IGI going to be finding themselves at a bit of a disadvantage health-wise. Still that initial nade damage haunting them a little bit. They're going to have to hope they don't run into too much resistance as they do start attacking this A site. Nico, though, going to find one through the smoke, and will taking Skux out of the question as well. And that's the problem. There was a fair amount of resistance coming from XLNCE, and that looks like it's only set to continue as they have rotated people in. Quark is ready with that AWP. And it's all on Joe once again.
Gonna be a 4th.
Indeed, unfortunately for Joe, not able to find his way into a 4K victory. Instead, going to be shut down and forced back onto those pistols. Only Taz been able to afford armor. And again, a flash and 1 smoke. We keep seeing IGI buy a flash and 1 smoke. I still haven't really seen it come to much fruition. And again, it looks like it might not be their round, as Quark is going to start things off well. The flash coming out, but not the smoke, and Quark is going to be taking full advantage of that fact, finding 3 so far. More to take. Skux just shutting him down before he can do any more, but Nico is already there, ready and waiting.
Nice dink from Waddy. To Nico. Yeah, Nico. Words. Words and people.
Waddy showing that superior aim once again, finding a kill and a dink before he's dropped, but it will be XLNCE's round. 5-0 at the moment. IGI really needing to take something soon. We saw a great performance from them last match. We've seen them play cash well all night. Realistically, this would be a bad time to flop.
I think Joe thought he threw that. But all that nade taking Nico down to 51 points of health. And Joe getting Will as well. So now it's advantage IGI. But pretty much the first time this half. This map.
That's something they're going to be ever so glad to see. Trying to capitalize on it, trying to confuse the CTs a little bit. Adam just going to be throwing nades into that B site, hoping he can maybe draw a rotate from one of the men mid. Or one of the A player, sorry. Not going to work though, and Nico is going to be ready and waiting as Skux makes his way out. Striker's still turtled right in towards quad, looking for the fraggers, and he will pick up the first. Now, advantage lost. IGI are going to have to regroup and rethink, figure out what they're doing, and somehow work off it, because 3 versus 4 situation, it's not looking good, and it's going to continue looking awful for them as Joe hits the leg, doesn't manage to take Striker out. And 4v2 is a situation you never want to be in. Fortunately, Striker unable to make it a 4 versus 1, but IGI already a little bit past gone. Them just trying to find something, I think, for consolation. Still not going to be around. XLNCE on 6 in a row now, and IGI realistically at this point, they are on max round loss bonus, and they should just be able to buy up again and again until they can find something. The question is, when's that going to come?
This might actually be just a full-on B rush. Right, slowing it down. They're actually using their nades pretty well. But Nico rotating in to vents. And I'm getting 2 kills. But the health is very bad on IGI, but Joe getting a very nice headshot onto Will. That pretty much leaves the bomb site open. But Nico full blind.
I was going to say that's the problem. Nico was ready and waiting, and the bomb carrier had to cross that entire stretch of sight before he could try and get anything planted. Now it is all on Taz. Bomb in CT's hands and only 12 points of health to work with. No really useful nades to speak of either, as he doesn't have a flash, so he is just going to have to play this one dry. See if he can find his way in and at least maybe get 1 kill as a little bit of a prize. Probably not looking to find the round right now.
No, 30 seconds on the clock, and I was just kind of staying around. CT. Gonna smoke off one.
Just gonna waste both his nades, but Striker's spraying through the smoke. We'll find him regardless. And honestly, that's probably a good thing. It was in his best interest to die there, just purely because of the round loss bonus and the fact that if he was alive, he would have had a hell of a lot less to work with.
Yeah. Money is just gonna keep on rolling. But like, if this keeps on going way of XLNCE, it's going to be a 3rd map. I know that you hate that.
Normally I'd be really, really excited to see a 3rd map, and it's great to see teams doing so well on the enemy's pick, but it's late.
Yeah. Missy's going to hate everyone, because he needs to be at I-Series.
Still holding out a little bit of hope for IGI here, though, as they do try and make their entry onto the site. Going to be having very unfortunate trades indeed, and making it a 2 versus 4 for them. Make it a 1v3 as more trades come in, but it doesn't matter. Skux in with an instant 2k. 4 kills, only needed 1 more, but it's not going to be. Quark finishes him off with a nade, denies him that ace, and the round. XLNCE on 8. 8 rounds in a row. How will IGI come back from this now?
I don't honestly know. Like, the bad thing is the economy isn't that good on the CT side. If they get eco'd, it's gonna be like 2 rounds before they can get guns back into their hands.
Problem is that is a very big but at the moment. Although maybe just the right size for IGI to somehow make happen, especially now that Joe has an AWP in his hands, and if they were going to do it anyway, this is how we would see it go down. Joe has the AWP, they have the advantage. IGI in with a very good chance of taking this round now, and Joe is going to start things off. Finds his 3rd of the round, and only 1 left in. Quirk going to jump up, see if he can find the shot. Not going to work for him that time, but he knows where Quark is now, and he's going to peek out. Takes the shot, hits it obviously. IGI on 1, and suddenly your prediction has come true, Viper. They got eco'd, their economy is in the bin, and they're going to have to think of something pretty inventive if they don't want IGI to string at least a couple together here.
Yeah, Sinner 4 Spy, got Striker on the FAMAS. Pistols for everyone in Cork on the M4. See, actually, he gets actually pushed into mid-main, but Taz will see this. That's the kill. And they're just mopping up now.
Well, I mean, they see the pushes coming, but they're still losing a lot of health. The real problem they're facing is that even with that health lost, there's no one to finish them. As I think Quark, if he's intelligent, will just be saving this M4 for the next round, realizing that a 1v5 retake is not something that will end in his favor.
No, especially the fact that IGI still have grenades to use, and Quark is actually just going to save the M4. Still going to be a... They probably should eco next round, and probably the round after as well. Not enough money for a good buy. And IGI will get on to at least 4 rounds for this half. As long as we don't see another eco play from XLNCE.
At this point, we can only hope. IGI, well, they can only hope. I obviously do not have a bias. I don't want to go to bed. IGI trying desperately to claw their way back into this one, and it looks like a clear path, at least for the foreseeable future, as XLNCE once again going to be all on those pistols except for Quark, who is going to be actually fairly exposed at the beginning of the round with that M4 in his hands, and if he gets dropped now, they are in big trouble, and he is the first one to go down. Skux continuing that reign of destruction, going to be going for 3 frags in total. Obviously very available to find more, but the CTs not wanting to get them are just going to turtle into that A site. IGI now have the entirety of the map in their hands.
And it seems as though we'll be going back to B site, but the bomb going with Joe onto the A site. Will? Oh, we might get to see a Zeus.
Apparently Sam is the Zeus man, and he'll live up to the name. Finds 1, finds 2 with the AK, and a 3rd! What is he doing? What is Sam doing at the moment? Will manage to pick himself up an AK as well. And despite the lack of armor, it is looking dire for Skux right now. 1 versus 2, bomb in the CT's hands, and he has to do a lot if he wants to take this round home now.
They've got a crossfire set up. You've got Sam looking towards that truck where Skux is actually sneaking. Gets the headshot and gets the ace! Skux. 2v1 clutch with the ace. I think my ears are actually dead.
Sorry, you can't contain that level of excitement. That was a little bit of an insane play from Sam. Managed to do big things. Unfortunately, I don't think managed to get the round, but when plays like that come out, you've still got to get hyped, whether it leads to round 1 or not. It was beautiful.
Yep, it was a beautiful play. Sam's down. But he doesn't realise that Skux is actually pushed up.
I think he does. He got shot a little bit there, and he is going to notice as a result. The problem is, he doesn't have too much to be worried about. The T's are going to be everywhere anyway. He might as well bide his time and see if he can find anything. The unfortunate result of that wait is going to be nil. And it's all going to be up to Quark and Will. Quark finds the first. Looking for more at this point, but
Joe on
obviously not going to happen. Yeah, Joe just instant flick down, takes his head off, and keeps things rolling. And yep, I was gonna say, Will's gonna peek that smoke. Interesting to see if he's in with a chance. Obviously not.
No. Joe is devastating on cash.
I mean, he was last map. This map still doing well in proportion to his team, but you know, he needs to strap on that backpack, take up the job of Karen, and do it a little bit better to get them back into this game, because they are still on half the rounds of XLNCE.
Yeah. And we've still got 3 rounds left. And actually, Sam actually going to get boosted into vents. And I'm gonna try and get map control. I don't think Joe realizes that Nico's actually up so close, and Quark gets the kill onto Skux. And
this is where things get a little bit worrying. IGI down a player with 1 minute left on the clock are gonna need to make a play soon, but if they do choose to go towards this B site, they could be in a world of pain. 3 players around that area, 1 waiting close, and if they let that attention for a second, they're gonna be in trouble. Not gonna be doing that. Finds the first. Not sure they know about Nico and Vincent. They might not have at first, they will now. They are going to have to pull off one hell of a play if they want to take this, as they are currently being decimated by the B site defense.
Calzrini gets 1, gets 2. And this A site is open.
Apparently A site defended a lot less a lot less effectively, yeah. Manages to find 2 instantly, but Quark's already in position. Takes Joe's head off, takes the bomb out of his hands, and forces Taz to take the bomb for himself. Almost loses his life just for that, and is now in a very difficult situation indeed. AWP in hand, finds the first, looking for that second on only 4 points of health, and Nico should have this in the bag. It's just a question of, will he going to be able to find him indeed? Looks down. No real trouble in that one at all.
No, but thankfully, bomb down, and the IGI economy is actually very good. But
unfortunately, though, their rounds aren't.
No.
That's the pain. Their economy's good, but they lose that round. They're going to have to come back into this swinging. Because if they don't get at least 5, they're almost dead in the water there.
Yeah. What are you going to boost up? I believe that's Skux. Oh, Skux going to boost up Waddy. No. I'm blind. Hurrah. But, oh, Jadam. Very well played, sir. Has getting 1 onto Striker, and now that's the defense very much stretched.
Still got 5 players alive, still going to be able to dominate this map, and Skux will continue that. Now the CT's split, 1 on either side, and IGI really do have the freedom to go anywhere at this point. Only going to have to take 1 guy out. The other probably not even really willing to go for the retake afterwards. The problem is they have chosen the site with Quark on it, and he is not going to let up easy. Finds the first, can't take the second, but Will is ready with the response, and it'll be interesting to see what he decides to do at this point. I think if he's a sensible player, he is just going to run.
Yeah, he will save. The economy isn't very good, and that's going to be 5 rounds IGI. So, in fact, the economy is, it's going to be a force buy from XLNCE, unfortunately. Just the economy in tatters after trading 1 round, but I'm just going to get the kill anyway. And looking at the economy, it's pretty terrible.
And that is amazing. IGI managing to take their economy out, push themselves up to 5, and honestly it looks like this should be a 9-6 half, so going for about the most standard half you can find from XLNCE winning 8 in a row at the beginning. That shouldn't be a thing.
No, the comeback is actually pretty good, to be honest.
I mean, it's not something I like to hear people say, but the comeback is real at this point.
Yep.
9-5, looking like it could get to 9-6, especially if Waddy's going to be throwing things like that out there. 2 in a row, no worries. Even if Quark finds this shot, he's not going to be able to recover the AK easily, and the T's already have A site.
But the bomb's not actually going. Players are rotating in. But Taz getting 1 kill. And it's going to be Sam left, and it's 9-6 XLNCE at the halftime.
That is a little bit worrying for XLNCE. Started off so strong. Looks like they might even have had the chance to take the half, like, I don't know, 10-5, 11-4, that sort of score. Instead, end about where you'd expect them to. And I know for a fact IGI's CT side is formidable at the best of times.
Yeah.
So if I were XLNCE, I'd be worried.
Just waiting for everyone to ready up. And while we do that, we'd like to thank our sponsor for tonight, Crisp Servers. They also gave us some servers to host the games on. Go check them out. We are very thankful for them today.
I mean, we've been getting comments all night about how good these servers are. Nobody seems to have any problems past, like, I don't know, one individual having a few problems with his internet, nothing to do with the servers. Any other problems you've seen throughout the night have been ebot mishap. The servers have been performing perfectly. Once again, would like to say thank you before we get into this half.
And we now do, and I think it will be a raid boss. Yep, raid boss for the T side. 4 sets of armor and a smoke on Will. 3 armors on the CT side. Defuse on Waddy and ability on Jadam. And it's gonna be a full, pretty much a full Glock train. But Skux gets the first kill, and that's bomb down. Yeah,
that's going to put the brakes on the train. Bomb's gone down. Everybody dead but Neko, and he's got a lot to do ahead of him. A Glock and a set of armor, and that's all he has to work with at this point versus 4 angry CTs. I don't think it's possible. I don't think he probably thinks it's possible. IGI definitely looking to come back into this one with strength.
Definitely. And once they get this, as long as they don't lose the force buy, then it's gonna be 9-9 pretty much.
Exactly. If they manage to avoid being ecoed, it should result in a 9-9 victory. But that is dependent on them winning this round, which I don't know. It's likely, but Neko, yeah, Neko's managed to find himself 2 so far, and a 3rd. Looking for the 4th, and he's going to hit it, and it's only Tazarini standing between him and the ace at the moment. What a player. Actually going to be able to dodge through as well, getting that bomb down. Tazarini knows he has to act fast, wants to get in there, wants to try and take the fight. And it is going to be such a relief if he finds it, and he does. Tazarini managing to pull his team back into the round. What looked like a sure thing coming so close though. Just off the back of Neko. Again, insane individual performance.
That was insane. Like, I have no words for it. And because of the bomb down and the amount of kills he got, he's got an AK. And I don't know whether they're expecting this.
Actually, yeah, XLNCE's gone a little bit off meta, deciding to force up fully this round instead of saving for those AKs in the 3rd. And this should at least catch IGI by surprise. The problem is it won't be too effective if they lose that AK early on. Luckily going to be recovered by Striker as Neko is already down. And this is where things get sketchy. Taz doing huge things with the P90. Along with Joe on the B site, making sure the T's don't think it's a viable option. And this is a little bit worrying for XLNCE now, because they have just given up a lot with this force buy.
Yeah. Like, it was a good idea to force buy with the AK. Kind of catching IGI off guard, but it just didn't work.
I think potentially they showed their hand a little bit too soon, and IGI have sort of adapted, which means they are going to be in with a couple of problems, and they could still pick this round up, but it's looking less and less likely as time progresses, especially if Waddy's going to take the AK out of their hands for a 2nd time, and it's just Will left to try and find the round. Unfortunately, not going to be able to. IGI now on 8-1 away from tying things up.
Yep, and they're going to be ecoing. Sam buying up the Zeus again. Just, I think he really wants that Zeus. So, I think it's going to be a Glock train to be, yep. So, it's going to be Skux, and but Scott's just gone through.
I'm not quite sure what happened to Skux, but he's going to get Zeus. Of course, Sam hits it. And the Zeus man, as we have been told, finds his second Zeus of the game. And even if IGI win, that's going to be a little bit of a prick in their ego.
Yep. Full tilt.
And as good as this round was looking a second ago for XLNCE, it is going to escape them. Still managing to get that bomb plant. Still managing to get 3 kills against IGI. So definitely not bad for what they entered with. And a Zeus kill for Sam got to be pretty satisfying.
Yep. Like, IGI probably going to get tilted so hard from that. And Sam just keeps on buying the Zeus. It's been working for him. And that's the weird thing, that it's actually working.
Fortunately, the economy on IGI will be good enough to support a full buy once again. It was looking a bit sketchy there with the 3k from Sam last round. But they are going to be getting back into it with rifles and AWPs. Essentially a match buy of XLNCE with the exception of the FAMAS on Taz, but he is going to be using that less valued weapon, maybe given the little bit of confidence to play somewhere slightly less orthodox.
Yeah. But Taz is actually pushed through into... pushed behind.
And if the T's don't realise, it's just going to be a firing range for him as they have all retreated into A main with the bomb down. They know they can hold it from there. What Taz needed to do was go through A main. Instead, he went squeaky, and I don't think he realised how detrimental that could be. Now it is just going to be 4 men holding from main against that bomb, and I don't think IGI are going to have it too easy unless Waddy hits shots like that 3 in a row. They're just body blocking the shots onto bomb and will end up finding the defuse.
Waddy with a very nice 4K.
Purely off the back of Waddy that round, and again, so much of this game has come down to, you know, individual rounds have come down to individual plays.
Yep. Just in the pistol round, Nico almost getting an ace.
There have been so many rounds that have either been won or almost won just via individual play in this, and that's, I mean, an important element of the game as well. Nice to see some brilliant things about these teams, some nice clips for frag movies and the like, and it's always satisfying as a player when you hit something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Hopefully
Heavy
IGI...
A presence.
Oh, all that. Indeed, XLNCE looking like they really want to be heading towards this ace right now. Every single person there, including Tazarini, brief while, decided he wanted to try going the opposite route through the back this time. Not going to work out quite so well for him as he is going to get taken down immediately, and so are the rest of his teammates, excepting Joe, who's going to be left to save that AWP.
Yep. Good idea to save that AWP. The economy is pretty good. Jadam might need to save just 1 round. Jadam's economy is absolutely terrible. Joe gets 1. And they're gonna try and hunt him, and I don't know whether this is the best thing to do.
I mean, Joe is just going to hit shot after shot, making sure they don't rip the AWP from his hands just yet. As you were saying, maybe not the smartest choice to try and hunt Joe down with the AWP in his hands.
Oh, because their economy isn't that good. And we see Nico actually using a Mac 10 and Quark on a Galil as well.
I think he vastly underestimates the economy of IGI right now. I think Nico imagines he's going to be running into people with no armor whatsoever, instead to be met with M4s, FAMASs and AWPs. So that's going to be a little bit of a rude awakening when he encounters his first engagement. Although a little bit of help to the B side, as they are going to be trying to fake something towards B. Will only going to be able to trade himself out 1-for-1, but that is fairly good on T side, and you can see there the Mac 10 really hindering Nico, only able to do a bit of tagging damage and not find the kill. Still going to be a little bit advantageous for the T's on the B side, as they are going to be able to find that bomb plant despite the 2 versus 3 situation they find themselves in.
Riker's actually pushed up into CT spawn. Waddy will tell his teammates of that, but they don't know where Quarks is, but now he's been spotted. Waddy gets the first kill and Joe gets the second, and that's going to be round number 11 for IGI.
And that is worrying if you are on the side of Excellence, as they managed to find one round, reset their economy, and instantly get taken out of the equation again. The bomb plant going to help a bit, and a little bit of bank on some of them going to help a bit, so they will be able to get something up this round, even if it is going to be 4 rifles and a UMP. The problem doesn't come this round, it comes next round. If they lose this, they are, I don't know, I'm going to say conceding sort of, well, IGI would be on around the 13 mark, which is dangerous waters at that point.
Yeah, they will be around the 13 mark, and they're not going to be having a good time. It'll be hard for Excellence to come back, because the economy of IGI will be so strong. If
Early information, it'd be nice to see someone from that B-bomb site make their way through for the same sort of purpose, as they are just going to be playing the very passive style and waiting for the T's to come to them, and for Waddy that's not going to work out. Finds one, drops straight afterwards, and it is just going to be trades across the board. Fortunately, Jadam able to trade 2 for 1. I've got to get out of that habit.
yeah,
Leaving it in a 1 versus 2 situation for Nico. I'm down. Good chance on this one. He's just got to hold very, very smart. And he will be doing so. Hiding himself away, but he's not going to find the frag.
and that's going to be an eco. Excellence is going to be ecoed, and they could possibly force buy, maybe, yeah, upgrading some pistols, maybe some armor. And Riker's actually going to buy up all that he can. Might not be a good idea.
Oh, sorry, yawning. Maybe not the best idea, especially when you're going to be running into that sort of slaughter as Joe. Just ripping through the ecoing Excellence team. Striker is in a bit of trouble, I think, after that one with his mates, as he is going to be relegated to the Tech 9 on their bye round due to his extravagance.
Yep. And that might come into play later, because pistols are good for running and gunning, but the unfortunate thing is now that IGI have a main control. We're looking at a boost coming in. And Tazrin gets 1, but will trade him out. And that nade onto Striker.
Only able to get 1 for Taz. Skuk's going to find 1 as well, this time though not losing his life for the privilege. Waddy also in with 1, and that's what GI need to be doing. They're finding themselves these situations where they can just get a pick. No real consequence to it. A little bit of a fault on Excellence's side, you got to say, because as a T-side team, you really want to be working in pairs, making sure any kill found you can make your way back from, and I mean, there's no way to get the refrag on that, because as Will gets stabbed, Neko is just going to be on the other side of the map.
Yep. Adam gets 1, but I think they realise that they don't have the bomb.
Problem is, as they realise that, Neko realises that, tries to go for it and can't quite make it. IGI now on 14 rounds. And Excellence on another eco, and I mean, realistically, you got to say it is the smarter option here for them to eco the round so that they can try and get the buy up in the last. But with five match points left, if that happens, there's sort of echoes of the last map.
Yep. And 3 Galils, Tech 9, and a Deagle.
You can tell they don't want to play for overtime.
They do not want to play for overtime.
are very much invested in shutting this out as quickly as they can, one way or the other. Unfortunately, not looking so great for them at the start of this round. I think most of that molly and nade damage in to bite them, as well as look at the position of Skux. He is in behind, spots one out, looking to see if he can find anyone that maybe his team have missed, and is actually going to be playing the perfect position to find Quark running through. Takes match point, finds an AWP for himself as well. I think recovers Joe's AWP maybe.
Yeah, it was the one that Joe had before.
And puts his team on match in IGI now on 15. 1 to find. XLNCE need to take 5 in a row if they want to stay in this game, and it's looking at their T side so far, it's not looking likely, sadly.
No. And when Joe's gets a pick like that, just maybe it's not your day, maybe it's not your map, as we seem to be stuck on Will, but Sam getting 2 kills.
Would have been nice to have seen that, auto director. Thank you. And more kills coming through while we watch Will meander about, looking for that all-important frag. Lucky we caught that one, actually.
Yeah, very lucky.
I think it was worth the other frags that we're missing, and we're going to continue missing frags as Waddy takes Quark out, leaving just Will. Now we're watching the right player. Will in a 1 versus 2. Waddy and Taz to try and stop him taking this round. And he is going to be playing for everything right now. If he loses this, they are out. This is done. We can all go to bed. If he takes it, then we're going to have another exciting couple of rounds on our hands, perhaps. And he is just going to be trying to find his way into Forklift, trying to find a little bit more on the round, and it won't work out for him, unfortunately. IGI take the second map, 16-5, I think. First was 16-6. Second was 16-5. Either way, GG to both teams.
It's final score was 16-10 to IGI, and it was 16.
I thought, yeah,
I think it was 16-11 on the last one.
Well, close enough.
Yeah. Anyway.
I thought you said 16. Yeah, I meant this. I meant. Oh, I didn't mean this. I meant nothing. Don't listen to me.
Anyway,
I'm too tired. Yeah, 16-10.
Well done to IGI for winning the first and last benchmark tournament for UKCSGO.
Hey, who said anything about last? Who said anything about last?
Well, it's the last benchmark tournament.
Depends if we need to benchmark anything else, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You might need to adjust your benchmark, mate. Come on. Yeah, no, sorry for the mess up with the scores. I am dead, but thank you everybody for watching. Thank you to our sponsors, Crisp Servers. Again, provided some very high quality servers for this. And I think that is all for tonight, so we will see you soon. I don't have a date. Soon, after I series.